You hear us now?
We can hear it fine.
Okay, fine.
Sure,
Okay,
sure,
all right.
All right.
Okay, got it.
Okay, let's start.
Hello, good morning, late morning from Kuala Lumpur. We are now streaming live on Facebook, and we are here with our special guests, and we're in Zoom right now. And this is our Leave a Legacy Conscious Business Meetup that we do once a month with a special guest. And today we have invited Dr. Azeeza Jalaluddin, based in Singapore, to be sharing with us on how to be successful on Clubhouse. All right. But I think before we actually begin, we'd like to see who is in the Zoom here right now, and get yourselves introduced, let people know about what you do, your business, and how you are helping people through your business. Let's begin with Diana, shall we? I'm gonna pin you. Go ahead, Diana.
Diana, you have to unmute yourself.
Diana, are you here? Are you there?
Oh, she said she couldn't hear you. Maybe she can't still hear.
Okay, maybe let's go to
okay. Maybe Carol. Or why not you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you. Well, this is Carol Dysart. I'm from San Diego, California, so it's evening for me. And I just learned about this event tonight, and I didn't want to miss hearing what Azeeza had to teach about how to use Clubhouse, because I've been ushered into it and I'm often on it, but I have no idea, other than the rooms, that we're in, how to really maximize networking. And I can see that it's a powerful, powerful networking venue. So I'm looking forward to that. Who I am is a professional profiling consultant in using the DISC model. And I'm very excited now to introduce that we have a brand new kids profile that parents can use with their children of about 8 years, 7 or 8 years and older. And that is very well illustrated and teaches the child who they are, the parent, how to parent the person with this style, the child with this style, and a teacher how to teach best to the style, and also coaches in their activities. So I'm very interested in that. I'm Carol, and I'm complete, although you can see that on Zoom.
Thank you so much, Carol. Okay, now we're over to Cora and Johanna. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, guys. Good morning from Manila, and good evening, Carol. We are in Manila. We are the co-founders of Lydiana Group Holdings and Lydia Growth. Basically, on Lydiana Group Holdings, we are bringing high technology products from Eastern Europe for Filipino small and medium enterprises, medical industry, healthcare industry, and also agricultural industries. On Lydia Growth, basically, we are a tokenized participatory growth system to make the technology companies grow with their clients and with the other parts of the society. Mostly the technologies which we are working on are AI-powered, hyper-personalized solutions to provide specific benefits to everyone and each one in the client's group. And it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope it will be a beneficial, I am sure it will be a beneficial meeting for all of us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Korai and Johanna. Now over to, shall we have, Diana, can you speak? Can you hear me? Can you speak? Or still cannot? No.
Hello, hi, yes. Okay, hi, I'm Diana. I'm from Singapore. Good morning, everyone. I'm founder of Why Love Matters. Okay, I help moms with teens on holistic healing of their minds, heart, and spirit, so that they can help the children in excelling in their behavior with the parents. So currently, I'm working with teens on emotional healing, and I have plan for the visibility and here to learn from Dr. Azeeza. Thank you.
So much. All right, and we have Josephine here. Hi, Josephine. Please introduce yourself. Josephine, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hi everybody. Good morning. My name is Josephine Chu, and I'm a Singapore and New York trained educator, e-learning professional, and entrepreneur. I'm currently starting a business called eBuddy Tutor. eBuddy Tutor is a peer-to-peer international online tuition matching agency that services, for starters, upper primary school students who would like to discuss their English language homework with international student mentors who scored distinction at PSLE, which is the national examination in Singapore, in English language, and are now secondary school students in Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Josephine. Now I'd like to invite another person from our community, Pamela. Pamela, you there? Okay, all right. So Maryland, are you available to speak? No, she's outside. Are you available to speak? Okay. If not, what we'll do is, okay, since I'm just gonna be sharing a little bit about what Leave a Legacy is about and the community that we are having. All right. So this is for today's session. Salah. Okay, wait, let me just check. This is the one. Yeah, okay. All right, so today we are having Dr. Azeeza as our guest, and she'll be addressing growing business visibility and influence through Clubhouse. And I have been using Clubhouse for the last, I would say, couple of months since Dr. Azeeza invited me to support her club in Clubhouse. And I personally, even though it's not very, I'm not very active, but I find that it's been very beneficial for me. But I have seen how she runs the program and her programs, her talks, and I found that, you know, it was, to me, it's very successful because her visibility, her audience has grown in just a couple of months. Yeah.
I know that she has like very big supporters, people who really support her in her cause and what she's doing because of her visibility and adding value to others on the platform as well.
Yeah, that's right. So just a little bit about us. We're co-founders of Love and Respect Transforms Holdings here in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
And we have this tagline that we just started with our branding consultants, which is from small things, big things grow. And this is exactly how we've started our business from scratch, from the ground up, and we have supported people to start doing business and create impact from the ground up. And our mission is to eradicate poverty and accelerate success. And this is a picture of us supporting a refugee family in Kuala Lumpur, where 2 of their children are hearing impaired. And they couldn't afford to get the kids some hearing aids. And this is the moment where we captured that on camera, where the mother and the children can actually hear.
For the first time in 5 years, I can hear the parents. So the parents was crying, we also crying at the back.
At the back, yeah. So we have a video of this, but that's on YouTube. But this is basically one of the things that we do through our social conscious business. Yeah. And we have a One Help One model where every training also contributes to low income, homeless, and refugee training so that they can come out of poverty. And some of the successes that we have seen over the years, and that's why we are so inspired to do more, is this is a picture of Hassan, who was I say was because he's now no longer a teenager, but when we met him and we coached him, he was only 15 years old, had some trauma background, experience during the war, and suicidal at the same time. So we sponsored him into our program. how to be a great communicator, and alhamdulillah, no, with God's blessings, he, after that, where he cleared all his, not all, but he is on an ongoing process of healing himself.
Trauma and blocks and all that.
Yes, and he started his own Al Hassan volunteer network with hundreds of volunteers, not only just in Malaysia but worldwide. He's also a very visible online, where even the mainstream media interviews him.
Just to share one part about his volunteer network, what they do is they do fundraising for medical emergencies, like refugees in Malaysia. They cannot afford to, they go to hospital, they are going to pay double what the locals pay. Sometimes their bill is 15,000, 30,000. So Hassan and his team can raise like that kind of amount in just a few days by doing fundraising to help these people. So it's quite amazing what he's doing.
Yes, and he's also a TEDx speaker, now he's in the university. So we've seen him grow. We've seen he's one of the successes that we've seen. There were a couple of others, and we are inspired to actually grow more through entrepreneurship, and also inspire entrepreneurs to create social impact, so that they too can do more good for others as well. So during the COVID period, we saw a lot of businesses actually fail, including like major ones, major hotels in Malaysia, Robinsons in Asia. And we also noticed like a lot of challenges entrepreneurs are facing, like they lost their job, or professionals, they lost their jobs. They don't have enough finances, backup. They don't know how to pivot. They don't know how to innovate. They're so used to doing things in a certain way, and they don't know how to create new income. And they struggle to market their products and services, and they also do not have support system. So when COVID happened and we were also affected, we had a meeting and we wanted to see how we can also help ourselves.
1 year of income. That means that when COVID happened last year in March, we found out that our whole income was gone, because we were doing mostly offline training and events, and also for government and corporations. It's all gone. So we had to think like, how do we pivot our business? So that's why we asked advice for our friends already on the online space, one of our friends from Canada, and we actually took our business 100% online.
So in less than a month, we managed to not only recover the whole year's income, but we also the whole year's losses that we lost through our offline training, right? But we created more online and and more. So now what we are doing is, if we can do it, people who have no tech knowledge, and we created income, why not support other entrepreneurs at the same time to do the same and do good at the same time? So the people that we coach in our community are people who have an intention to do good through their business. So a lot of things that I noticed, small business owners, professionals, even going into the business world, they have this issues, within themselves, struggling with money beliefs, the mindset around money. They also cannot find the right partners and suppliers. They don't know how to pivot, innovate. They also lack confidence in creating a business and also partnerships. And they have unconscious sabotage patterns, which we work a lot on ourselves to undo. But at the same time, a couple of things still come up. So these are things that we support business owners on, because we know that when you let go of all of these limitations, you can achieve a lot, you can manifest in the quickest, fastest period of time, and you don't have to wait 3 years. Like some people say, oh, the first 3 years you will lose money in business. It does not have to be that way.
You don't have to sacrifice your lifestyle or you don't have to sacrifice something for something else. You can have both if you want to.
Exactly.
You just change your mindset.
Exactly. And a lot of people are not prepared for crisis. And we learn from futurists as well. We have attended workshops by Charlie Ang, one of the major futurists in Singapore.
And consultant to the Singapore government as
well. And Marina Bay Sands. And we have predicted certain things, and he also mentioned about a financial crisis that will be affected because of this pandemic, and there will be new pandemics coming up, right? There will be food security issues, a climate crisis, more refugees, not because of the war, but because of environment issues. So we have started to prepare our platform and also the people in our community to be self-sustainable and to create a sustainable income, as well as food produce for themselves as well, right? So we go step by step, we see where they are in their business, and we created this Leave a Legacy conscious business community to help people become more visible offline and online, right?
Yeah.
And I also have a feminine leadership community to empower women to step into their leadership so that they can create their communities and create a nation full of empowered people. Because I know, and when you empower a man, you just empower him, but if you empower a woman and you educate a woman, you are actually changing the whole nation. You are changing the future.
And
right?
one thing that all of us have in common in our community is all of us, we contribute to social impact. That means we have a social impact we are passionate about, whether it's for us it's refugees, and then there's some people on environment, some people on eradicating poverty, developing human capital. So all of us, we have our own social impact that we work on. So our vision is the more people are working on social impact, the more that we can create a better world, a better place, because we are working as a community, we are stronger as a community versus just working alone.
Yeah. So 4 areas that we support people with is the mindset around money, confidence, resilience. The other thing is on marketing, and that's why like when I met I've known Dr. Azeeza for a long time. Later on maybe we can share about that later, but marketing is something that is really key to grow your business. And Dr. Azeeza is somebody who is, I consider, an expert in networking and marketing and connecting people and growing businesses globally. And this is one area that we found that is really important also, and we support our business owners in their marketing plans, their marketing goals as well.
And then we cannot do the same marketing as pre-COVID. That means things have changed so much that you cannot rely on the past marketing strategies or systems, which is a lot of it is absolute now. So you need to be able to pivot and do the branding and branding and marketing, and one of it is Clubhouse as a tool for you to be able to expand your customers and also get partnerships, and even there's a lot of investors on Clubhouse as well.
Yeah. And the other one is networking, supporting them to get their businesses to be conscious and connect with other conscious businesses around the globe that are creating profits, they're profitable and doing good. So it's profits with purpose, right?
Yeah, and we had a lot of amazing business match. Like a lot of people in the community that started not knowing each other, they started becoming friends, and they started, some they even became business partners, some they partner on projects. So we actually not only we help them in their business, but we also help them to connect, to find potential partners, clients that they can work together with, because ours is a very like-minded, high energy. Like if you go outside there might be a lot of negative people, scammers try to scam you. But in our community, we create a SOP, or we create a certain kind of energy and certain kind of where people can be with like-minded people and they can be trusted as well. Yeah,
exactly. And the last thing that we are supporting businesses with is leaving their legacy, their social impact. How are they gonna create that sustainable business model for them to do good and grow their business and do good at the same time, right? So this is what we are doing, creating a profitable business that is good to the people and the planet. So this is the overview of how the community works. People come in, and these are the areas that we support them with: personal development, business growth. For women is the women empowerment, global connections, business connections, social impact creation, and personal development. So some of this was some of the celebrations that we had when people reach a certain amount of money, and I know this person who does who created, she came from zero, almost bankrupt, and she started to hit her now I think I believe it's more than 5 figures, but this was when she hit her first 18K. And it's not just about the money. I know that she does a lot of good. She's building a school in Indonesia that can support the low income children there as well. All right, so some more stories like Huda Hamid, who learned pitching with us, and she's got a 5-figure sum of funding, a grant. And then this one is a Malaysian company business that start charging in euros. So these are breakthroughs that we celebrate, and I'm very excited to have more of our people, the people in the community, to be supported, to be marketed, to market themselves, knowing different platforms, new ways of doing a business that does good and create impact at the same time. Okay, so without further ado, let us now introduce Dr. Azeeza Jalaluddin. Okay, now Dr. Azeeza is a visionary founder, chief mentor, managing director of Go Global Accelerator and Go Global Business School. I've known her for a long time. Way back in Money and You 2000. I think I believe it's 20 years. It's more than 15 years actually. So and I've seen how she has grown her business, how she has built her networks, and she's one person who is I've seen that there was times where she was going through a lot of challenges, but she's always there. She's always resilient. She's always never giving up. And I've seen a lot of business owners, I think since I met Dr. Azeeza also, who gave up because of, challenges in their business. They started to not
wrong partnerships, right?
Whatever, but they don't continue in their business or whatever they said they were going to do. But Dr. Azeeza is somebody who has been resilient. She falls, she stand up. She falls, she stand up. And the thing about her is I always see her smiling while doing that, and she's like, and I would love for all of you to meet her. Some of you only heard her from Clubhouse, but I'd love for you to meet her. So with that, I'd love for Azeeza to please turn on your camera. Dr. Azeeza, where are you? Turn on your camera and please bring yourself on stage.
I already turned on camera.
There you are. Yay! Yeah, I did see you there. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Azeeza, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. And peace, greetings. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. I'm just, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just seeing if I can share my screen. And so before that, I want to say thank you to everybody who are joining us. This is going on Facebook Live as well. And I'm just so excited that we are in this conversation with everyone. I want to thank Love and Respect Transformation Center. We're just so delighted to have them as our conscious leaders community as we put together this growing phase for Go Global Business School. So I want to thank you for allowing yourself to play with us over the last years as well. So today's conversation, I know I'm given like half an hour or so to discuss on this, right? So she wanted me to share my story and then share about Clubhouse. So I made a couple of slides so that you can see some visuals, but at the same time, I'm not a PowerPoint person. I just love to talk on, face to face. So I want to see some reaction from y'all. How many of you have already in Clubhouse right now? You can put into the chat box or on the Zoom room as well. You can put a thumbs up if you're on Clubhouse. If not, you can put a heart. Righty, thank you. And how many of you are active on Clubhouse, like you go into rooms at least once a day, sitting in one room for at least 15 minutes? You know what I mean when I say one room, because there is such thing as room hopping, and people do it just, I don't know for what, but definitely not me. So they love doing that. So how many of you are in the Clubhouse rooms at least once a day, listening in to some valuable content? It could be 15 minutes, half an hour. Right, yes, I know you. The one with the thumbs up. Thank you, Nurhaniza. Thank you for that. So we are speaking to an audience who are completely, I would say, new to Clubhouse. And also you're wondering, is it another phase of the passing fad like Facebook? Well, it took a long time. And then LinkedIn. And then we have all these social media spaces, and what is Clubhouse and what is so unique. I have to say, I jumped into many social medias over the last decade, started my journey very early. In 2008 was the first time I put out my YouTube video. And then after that, I've been going in that space. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself and where I come from, what my mind does, so that you can get some insights for yourself. So when you're listening to my story, I want you to, can I share my screen now? Great. So when you're listening to my story, I just want you to know that this is kind of like, okay, I'm gonna just close the others. Okay. Is that how I do this? Oh no. How do I, can you see it?
Yes, we can. Can you put it on full screen?
Okay, so I don't know what happened to my computer, it's not really as what I want it to be.
top right, yeah.
It's okay, as long as we can see it.
You can see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it as full as possible. Okay,
Yes, we
is
can
that
see.
good?
Yeah.
Nice.
We can see ourselves.
Yes. Okay. So this is the beginning of this session, and we are talking about growing business visibility and influence through Clubhouse. For those who are friends, like what Sis Moshida said, they know me as a networker, as in like a business networker. My journey actually started with the networking in Vienna, but just before that, I just want to tell y'all, I am the Singapore born. I am a Singaporean. My IC, I've seen it all my life. Okay, so for those of you who are doubting, where's she from and what is all of that, I'm Singapore born, Chinese educated, of Indian and Arab origin. Do you like my baby photo? Yeah, so I want to have a heart or thumbs up when you're doing this, and you can comment on what you're seeing on the pictures, because that's me with my dad. I've always been a daddy's girl, really enjoying my childhood. I just loved every moment in my life until I said, I want to know more about myself. I started deep delving to the important question of what is it I'm doing in this world? So you all know it's that moment when you open a Pandora's box. But right now, who am I? I'm a homemaker turned to a Go Global accelerator. This picture, when I share with you, means a lot to me because this was the same stage I shared with Marianne Williamson in the global, it's a World Spiritual Parliament, where I shared on the power of conscious capitalism. At that moment, we called it sociality, the ecosystem for sociality, social equanimity, where market mechanism, capital mechanism, and social mechanism comes into one space. So I was there in Utah, in USA, presenting this to an audience of more than 45 countries. They came from different countries and also staying in US. So this is a very important picture that I just want you all to breathe it in, because it was a spiritual event, as a highly, with people of different race, language, and religion coming together. So this is like my brief story. So what happened? If you can see, this photo also means a lot to me. I'll just tell you a story behind this photo, and you'll see this was the space I learned about consciousness in business. And I'm sure Sis Moshida and Brother Zil relate to the room and the green tables. And how many of you relate to the rooms and the green table? You want to put a thumbs up and also comment in the chat box. I know, all right, so that is what it is. This is the Money and You room. This is where the Accelerated Business School, world's longest running business school, launched in Asia. And this was in 2002. After attending the very first program in Chinese in Singapore, I went to US, and I met this amazing lady, the owner. By the way, the owner is not the trainer. Okay, she's the owner of Money and You. And I'm very, very blessed to be in the wings of this amazing community of Accelerated Business School. And I want to thank Carol Dysart, who's joined us today. She's the master disc person who's part of the network, and I've known her and I've met her when traveling, and also worked with her because of our launch of Money and You in India. So 2002, that picture when I took, how long that conversation with this lady was? Guess, anybody, put a quick mark. There's a lot of value you're going to get from this picture itself. How many minutes do you think I spent with her, talking to her, that kind of thing? I'm not seeing any, sorry, let me just quickly look at it. So how many minutes? Wow, 15 minutes, okay, 8 hours, okay. When I first met her, it was like, can I take a picture with you? And remember, there was no selfie. This was a camera taken. And I took a picture and I literally ran off. I was feeling so afraid in her presence. And that was a housewife, Azeeza, who is really all about aspiring, seeing how she can be a trainer or an entrepreneur. I just love the way people show up on the stage, the mentors, and how it's going to be like being in front, being part of this community. So that was Azeeza, afraid. So, like with the Angmos, for our Asian friends, Singapore, Malaysia friends, the Western people, you have this fear of like, oh my God, these are big people and that kind of a thing. And that is the beginning of where I was. And this 2016 is when she was leaving back to US after our sessions in India. And she made a trip with me. She was traveling with me and she stayed in my house we were spending literally in her energy, because in this 2002 to 2016, I walked a journey of really becoming I would say in partnership with her to grow the market in India. So I opened, or rather we, and I want to take away the I, and I just say that we in Go Global, we opened the market for her to launch the Money and You program in India in 2015. It was a journey, and I think that has to be like probably a story by itself, because that was the transformation that I went through. And what happened to me was that me finding my purpose and going into my personal development on consciousness, the awareness that I created within myself on who I need to be in order to grow. Like what Wences Murshida said, so many situations showed up. I went through health crisis, big time. I thought I was going to die, and I was bedridden for almost a year, almost 3 weeks, not able to get out of bed every month. And so literally bedridden. And I went through relationship breakdowns that was like literally at one point, my mom was like, she disowned me, and I couldn't go into all the way traveling to India, wanting to meet my grandmother in her 80s. I was not allowed to enter the house due to some family disputes, and my grandmother died after that. I was in the doorstep, and they didn't allow me to go in because of the relationship breakdown. And then moving on, of course, to financial crisis that I was like literally 6 feet under. I should be buried by now. If you think about by financial terms, I should have been like gone and did like what Sis Murshida said, like next, move on and probably get a job and be getting my 6-figure income. I think I would have done extremely well. What do you think, Sis Murshida?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, getting a job and making myself happy. And that was almost the direction I thought of many, many times. But still, I chose to take the space of grow yourself to grow your business. That one mantra I was given by one of my earliest mentors in going into business. So with that, I want to just go on to one final slide, which is all about what is Go Global Business School right now, or rather we call it Shine Go Global Limited. Other than the conscious leadership community, I also was very blessed to be part of what we call the capital mechanism community. And by the way, I happen to be the one that feels like, okay, I'm going to go to that in a while. So I'm learning how to do this storytelling. I think Sis Murshida was like, okay, she's getting some conversation going here, because I'm really a more of a education person than a storyteller. So I'm learning this. So bear with me if you're listening to these stories, and guide me as well what you're hearing. So from moving from a conscious community conversation about conscious business, really anchoring what works and what doesn't work on money, on people, on finance, on teamwork and collaboration. I was very blessed to chance into that in 2013 with the capital mechanism community, where it was led by a Chinese mentor, and Dr. Wong, and he actually showed me the power of growing myself using capital mechanism, learning the skills and the secrets of the Silicon Valley model. I'm always ask myself, why am I given all this information? And I'm always the odd one out. So how many of you have felt that you had at some point in time felt like you don't belong? Oh, the time when you felt like I'm all alone. Nobody's with me. Nobody's there to guide me. And then one more thing that I always felt was I need to prove somebody. I need to prove someone that this is happening. So all these are some of the very interesting conversations I've had with myself for so long. And it all started, as many of you know, working on yourself is a personal growth journey. But when I worked on, so right now, as moving into this space of capital mechanism, it opened up for me what is my big picture of our life in what I've committed to do. And with my late husband, it's been an amazing journey. We started the conversation on setting up all of this in 2016. I was in Malaysia talking to a lot of people about it. But then again, what is it that we do? I'll come to it in a while, okay? I will tell you what is it that we do. But what has happened since our conscious business collaborations, learnings together with the capital mechanism training, we created our company, and with our business partner, Mr. Ayapadas Kunad, and many of our shareholders in 2018, we launched our Shine Go Global Limited. It's a public limited pre-IPO company with a vision, with Almighty's grace, to list at to $500 million market cap in the next 2 years. And we have a revenue plan of $100 million. And right now we have shareholders, all these people you see in the picture, our shareholders and our mentors as well. So, and partners and associates. So we have from Singapore, Malaysia, India, or I missed out one country, Indonesia, Australia, US, UK, and Mauritius. And if you see the person here, he's actually from Mauritius. He's the Chinese Chambers past president. And how did I convert that from clients, unknown people, to shareholders? How did we go about creating mentors to become partners? Dr. Serge Gravels, as many of you know from the Money and You Network, he is an instructor there, and working with him right now, we have a platform. And also, by the way, we work with Bombay Stock Exchange. This is business. If you go to our website, you'll get to see it. Ajay Thakurji here in this red shirt here, he is actually the SME, small SME platform. Like we have the main platform for Bombay Stock Exchange, and then we have the SME platform. He is the head of the SME platform who launched the platform. He's in our inner circle. This was taken in Pune. He literally travels to anywhere we ask him to come to. He came to Singapore and Malaysia to run events with us. So that's the kind of growth and trust and community that Almighty has blessed on us right now. So that being said, how many of you have any questions for me at this moment? No questions? So can we move on? So I just want to give you a heads up on the kind of energy that I took on, the energy of being needy of something, to be it, just to be. That is the energy that I've taken on. So when you go from needing business, needing money, needing love, and all of that, to just be and create structured business plans and then just flow with it. So whatever that comes up, it's not going to be a bed of roses, we all know. Whatever that comes up, you just know how to flow through it, not run away from it. So that's where it is. So now are you ready to hear about Clubhouse? What is Clubhouse? Are you ready? I want to see a thumbs up. Yes. And I want to also ask of you, as I share about this, you can put into the chat box if you have any questions. And also, I would love to have your interaction on what's happening. So for me, as I mentioned to you, I'm not new to social media. However, I've always been dabbling with it. I'm just learning. And one of my greatest support for social media, the latest, has been our Accelerated Business School mentors. So Dame Doria introduced me to Google Hangout. So she's just such a veteran, isn't she? She's a legendary leader in her 70s, and she's doing all of this stuff. She introduced me to Google Hangout. She introduced me to Skype at that time, and then before that, and then recently, she also introduced to me various other platforms on how to go into different mediums. And Clubhouse was introduced to be my Anne DeVere, our mentor from Accelerated Business School. She does all these access to experts programs. So when I was introduced in February, I don't use iPhone. How many of you are not iPhone users? I want to see a hands up. Or at least you were not iPhone users until you stepped into Clubhouse, right? So I'm not an iPhone user. I say I was not an iPhone user. And you see, I'm wired to say I am not, because I don't know. I have all of these gadgets. I bought my Mac quite some time back because I was doing this fundraising. My mentor said, you need to have a Mac so that you look more stylo when you do fundraising. And I went to buy a Mac because, I'm a good student. And it was the company that got it for us. So then this time it was iPhone. I was like, okay, so I'm supposed to get an iPhone and I don't have an iPhone. And I said, I don't know how to use the iPhone. So Anne said, I don't care, just go get it. And I immediately went to register my name and got it as an iPad from my nephew for 2 weeks. So he was kind of like supporting me. Every weekend I'll use it. And then, every week I use it and I have to give it back to him because he was in the army and he needs it. So I was dabbling with it for 2 weeks and I committed to getting my iPhone, and early March was when I really, really started full on. And I can tell you the journey has been magical. Can everybody type it out? Magical. The power of miracles when you step up, when you don't know what's going to go on, and you go with the trust and trusting people that you love and you know you can stand with. So it's been magical. I'll tell you what has been the journey and what you can do to create your magic in your business as well. We have 4 clubs right now. I think Sis Moshida only know of 2. Actually, we have 4 clubs. One is the Go Global Business Club that I jumped in like almost immediately. Once I registered, I went on, I almost created the Go Global Business Club immediately. And then followed by that in March, in early April, we launched the Tamil Business Leaders Club. I have to say these 2 clubs are the first of its kind on Clubhouse. I'm using the word Clubhouse. Go Global Business Club is the only club that works with businesses to go global from Asia and really bring in global people. And it's a globe from Singapore. So this is a very unique club, and we actually really embrace everybody in a globalization journey, and we have all of that. And then the Tamil Business Leaders Club, you know, Tamil is a very widespread language, supposedly only in India, but also Singaporeans and Malaysians, we have a lot of Tamil as a second language, or rather one of the national languages, official languages. So, but in the Clubhouse, we were the only one, the first one to establish a business club for the Tamil community. So that is also a really powerful journey we took. And then we have the other 2 that's in the making, which is Global Sisters in Solidarity and Inspireton coming up with a huge wave. So if you see, some of it is based on target audience. So Go Global Business Club is based on our company, Go Global. Tamil Business Leaders is a target audience. And Global Sisters in Solidarity is a powerful one. It's a mission that we are on with female founders, 4 female founders. And then Inspireton is a interest-based conversation. So I want you to just read into what are the various ways you can create a club as well. So now let's jump in to the most important thing of, first of all, why are you on Clubhouse? I want you all to ask yourself and pen it down. And if you're able to type it out, why are you on Clubhouse? Client acquisition versus lead generation versus community creation, or we call the tribe, building your tribe. Why are you there? And I can tell you the benefits of Clubhouse as I talk into this. I didn't want to have like a screen just talking about benefits, but I want you to read into the benefits as conscious leaders, the benefits of creating a community. And when you are listening to voices over the phone, you are listening to voice. And by the way, one of my past lives, as in like not the past life, my job has been in call center environment. I have been a hardcore call center person for a while, a few solid years, and speaking on the phone, and it's such a powerful thing for me. So I think that is also one of the reasons why I jumped in, and I love talking on the phone. I jumped into Clubhouse, and it gave me the power of presenting my voice and also listen to others. So this is where we connect heart to heart. And you know, voice has energy. So you can pick up the energy and you can decide who you want to work with or not. So this is where it is. So you want to ask yourself, why are you on Clubhouse? You need to be very, very true to yourself and authentic to yourself on why you're on it. And for me, it is about relationship building. It is about community creation. It's about going into the global networking at a whole new level where people are going to know each other. So that's the journey we've taken, and everything that we do in the Clubhouse is meant to be that. And I'll tell you at the end, what are the focus that I have also when I'm doing on Clubhouse, and you'll see me only in that space. And the next one is be prepared, especially going into Clubhouse on with your business as to grow your business, regardless of it's for client lead generation or community creation. Be clear with your service and your product offer. What do you want to offer? And have a funnel for it ready. So this is so important. So again, community creation. What is the community you are serving? Your niche market. You want to create that community and then have a funnel for that. And what we are doing is Clubhouse is, I want you all to know, is just like any other media, Facebook, everywhere. It's just that I have to tell you, it's so intimate. It's so intimate. You like literally knowing that person next to you. One of the person that I met, I was so inspired and I got a chance to interview is Daniel Levin. Daniel Levin was working with, how many of you know Louis Hay, Don Miguel, Wayne Dyer? he was the man behind creating Hay House, which was promoting all of these big names from a $3 million business to a $100 million business. And I was so blessed to be in the space with him. I mean, like, hey, we are into transformation work, and you actually get to meet him and you get to interact with him. And he's from the S and the miracle. He's from the S and landmark space with so it's such a beautiful connection that I made, and literally getting to meet him one-to-one because I met him on Clubhouse, and then going into an interview with him, and now having personal connection with him to whatever that I want to do in that space as we put together global mentors in our space. That's our calling. So you want to be very clear, what is it your calling and where you want to position yourself. So just like that, I'm going to go back to the conversation that all social media is there to create your community, but Clubhouse is made it so effective. And I can vouch by it because of the growth that right now that is happening for Go Global is not done by me. It's you know how you go into on a wave and then you just flow through it. So I'm just like sitting on it and enjoying the wave and the ride, and I'm just excited on how it goes. So, and most importantly, what you need to have is commitment with your time. Only if you know why, right? If you don't know your why and you feel like, okay, I'll just do something else will look like spending money on Facebook to buy your leads and not sure who they are, cold leads, and hopefully to convert them through seminars and webinars. Alternatively, the time commitment that's needed. So if you see, and I want to just show you as we move on to the next part, which is very crucial. And all of you with your Clubhouse app, I want you to open your app, and we can do some practice on this. I want to tell you, and I want this, Mushida, and stop me if is there any questions, you should stop me. Okay, I think I have some people asking some questions. Oh, magical, okay, magical.
Yeah, no,
So,
yeah, feel free to post any questions or raise your hand if you have questions.
yes, and also, Sis Mushida, you said about being successful. I want you to talk into that before we, talk about earning the right to talk about this.
When we talk about success, right? Dr. Azeeza was just asking me just now. It's like, what is your definition of success in Clubhouse? And for me, being in Clubhouse is not the number of followers, but more on you creating a certain impact that what your why or your intention is using Clubhouse, and it has met that purpose, right? So if it's building a community or teaching or getting targeted clients, so how do you use this platform to be able to fulfill that need of yours, that why of yours, to be on Clubhouse?
Absolutely. So this is what, that's the definition that I would love to present as well. When we say successful, and it's also a journey. We all know success is not a destination, it's a journey. And I want to just show with you, and I was just, because she asked me to present this, and I was like, yeah, let's have some fun. And I want us going through, and I was scrolling through, it's like, those days kind of a conversation. I was looking at all the pictures, and this was one of my pictures that I saw. Hey, it's 500 followers. Now I got 5.5 million. Okay, soon 5.5 thousand followers. Yay. And so it is. I mean, let me tell you this. First of all, let's look at the profile and how you have structured your profile. Every time the first 3 lines, this is an old profile, this is a new profile. First 3 lines is what is being seen. But here, is a shorter version of the profile, so you don't get to know who are we. Whereas here, right now, the first 3 lines, when you check, will be these 3 lines coming up. So people will know who am I, and the word Go Global or whatever that you represent, you should have that in the first 3 lines, which is so crucial. And have a picture that speaks for you. And it's great, people just put photo, but if you're a business driven or you have some real cause and conscious values, you want to put it on. And what I have is global peace through global business is what we stand for. So I put it in my profile picture as well. So when people connect, they will know that this is about global, this is about peace, it's about business. And if they resonate, they connect. If not, thank you. Doesn't matter, right? So then again, even with the picture, you will realize I'm going to talk about followers and followings. Thank you. And so before that, so your profile, you can also put in what you are offering if you are in the space of offering. So we have our link, whatever sessions that we are running. We have launched the First Asia. Again, we have launched the room. Later, I'll talk about the room, First Asia room for trainers, coaches, and mentors to network. Imagine nobody is doing that. There's about 25 million people in Clubhouse, by the way, right now, and many of them are Android users now. I think they have taken over the iPhone users, and it doesn't matter. It's just the profiling and everything. Of course, when people are presenting a profile, don't be fooled by it. Did I just say that? Okay, don't be fooled by it. Do a check on them on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, everywhere else to see the unity, whether they are representing it. And if they, I know your Facebook will speak volumes of the pictures of what you represent. The LinkedIn will share the value of whatever that you're bringing in. So these are the things that you want to make sure it's synchronized, because I had people that I put in like very fancy profiles, and then when they start talking, you can resonate whether it is or not. I'm sorry, I'm not judging. I'm just saying what is. So we just want to be, this is Don Miguel's number 5 rule. Be skeptical and be willing to listen, right? So be skeptical when you see, and then be willing to listen. That's very, very important. Okay, so now the next one is topics of interest. If you go to your profile, your app, and you look at it, and right at the top from your page, right on the top on your this screen button, okay, when you click on it, you will go to different things that you are interested. The word interest comes there. So you want to go in there and you want to click on the various interests that you would like, you are interested in to listen in and talk to. Because let me tell you, these 3 things, 2 things, topics and followings, not followers, followings, people you follow, will determine the rooms that is visible to you in your Clubhouse. So if you are following just 10 people and the 10 people don't open any room, you will not be able to see any room. So there is a lot of algorithm pickup happening right now. So there will be rooms that you don't really follow also show up. You can also say you want to see less of or don't want to see it, or you have that choice. So you want to make sure that you go for topics that's close to your heart. And if you are business driven, go for the business topics. If you are more of social driven, go, or like community driven, go for the community topic. Now let's talk into a bit of the followings first before we go to the followers. People that you follow, you want to be relating to them, that really, because you want to learn from them, you want to work with them. So if you see my followings from before, I had 1,500. By the way, I hit the roof max of 2,500 followings, and I was following like everybody. I was so excited, and then I was like doing all these followings, and then the Clubhouse banned me from following. It's like, no more followers, you reached the max, because I didn't have the followers growing consistently. And it was also a idea that I got to say, hey, let's try it out this way. Let's keep on following, and then that will increase my followers, right? You're new to it, you wear tudong. Let me tell you this, everything will show up for you in Clubhouse. Wearing tudong, the feeling of not belonging, the feeling of needing to prove, everything will just come up for you in Clubhouse when you are all out to do it. So all of this came, and literally I was on stages where I was pulled down because I made my stand. It was a very simple conversation. The person asked, I asked a question, the person said, couldn't answer. And then he said, I think either I'm too tired or I don't understand your question. And I went like, I think you're too tired. And he pulled me down the stage. So it's as simple as that. And you need to be thick-skinned. That's where my Chinese education come in, holy how to, don't care about the face, all of that. So, yeah. So I think I've never shared about this. Everything you learned about life was executed and practiced, and also still learning on taking it forward. So followings are so crucial. So when I hit 2005, I kind of stopped. And then I was building this traction of people that I want to work with and got followers coming in. So how does followers work? Of course, many of us are like friends, and once we step in, we start following each other. Then there are those you don't want to follow, right? Even if you are friends on so then you're like, okay, hang out with them. So some of your traits will come out also. I thought you were my friend. How come you're not following me on Clubhouse, right? So there's some other things going on there. Or they just don't know that such a thing exists and they are new to Clubhouse. Okay, benefit of the doubt, no problem. So the followers are so crucial to gather, because if you are in business and you want to create traction, you want to create followers and intentionally follow. So some of the people, right, you cannot get people to unfollow you unless they themselves unfollow. So sometimes you will get all these spam unfollows because they love your picture or they like what you talk, and then they don't have a profile, and then but they still will follow. You can see that they may be a bit a funny character, then you know those things, but you can't do anything. They will just follow you. So we just bless them all who follow us. The most important thing to get followers that are credentials is to show up. Write this word, everybody type it out. Show up. Show up. Type it out. The importance of showing up in rooms and speaking on stages is one of the most important, effective way of getting quality followers. What's the word? Quality followers. So we all know that your network is not your network. It's the quality of your network that determines your net worth. So you want to get quality network, you want to get quality followers. So these quality followers, you can only get them, you go to their rooms and you show up, you support them, you give value, don't go there and promote your business, you know, you position yourself, and this requires consistency and commitment. Again, the two important things, consistency in showing up. One of the first few rooms, and I will talk about it all my life on Clubhouse, is the Family Business Academy. I want you all to, I'll share with you some of these exciting clubs. How many of you would like to know some exciting clubs on Clubhouse that I follow, right? And I'm part of the moderators team, and there's quite a lot. So there's Family Business Academy, and you will realize that there's a pattern to the clubs that I follow and work with as well. Family Business Academy, when I first stepped in, time check.
It's okay. Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on.
So Family Business Academy, as you can hear it, is family, business, and academy. Doesn't it sound like something that Go Global will be interested to work with? So I was in their room. There were, I think, 3 people on the stage, and I was one of the 2 others in the room. That means there's no followers, right? So I was there. So y'all know about how many of you want to know the more technical things about the Clubhouse? Anybody needs to know? Or we can talk about it at the end. Is that okay? At the Q&A? So these 3 words attracted me, and I was in the room, and the guy, and Reg, he picked me up, the moderator, the one with the green beans. He picked me up. Normally on the corner, left-hand corner, they are usually the owner of the club or the person in charge of that room. Very, very important to know. And acknowledge the person every time you show up in any rooms. Just acknowledge them. And don't go into that spree of, if there's a lot of moderators, there's one of these guys who goes in, he's not here, he will go and say out all the moderators' name. No need. Especially if the room is big, just be very conscious about it. So you go in there, and now when I went into the Family Business Academy, he pulled me up to this stage and he said, wow, we have a lady who has showed, sorry, I raised my hands. I was in the space of raising my hands and going on stages in the first few, I still do it, but I don't do it so much. I go on stage and raise my hands to speak. And he pulled me up and he said, wow, we have a lady in the room. First time in Family Business Academy, a lady is ready to speak. I'm like, what? You mean family business women don't have a voice to speak? Well, that was the truth. The room was still new. And guess what? Fast forward, and one of these days, I want you all to drop into Family Business Academy. You'll see a whole bunch of us, men and women. And guess what? Next level up. We have a WhatsApp group. It's called Moderators and Members. It's made up of people who are experts, of professionals in the supporting businesses, in family businesses, in everything that you can think of in growing family business, and family business owners in one club. There's about 60 over of us from more than 14 countries. And we are right now I want you to take note of this right now, planning for a retreat together. And we actually did a room to discuss about it. And there's already we got a lot of collaborations happening. We had a lot of, partnerships. And I think Melissa Pascal, is she in the room?
No, I spoke to her this morning. She sleeps at 8.
She's very late already for her. She usually knocks out early. So she's one of our friends from Family Business Academy. And she's a family business owner and she's ready for the next level of growth. So that's how we create really, and she's part of Leave a Legacy community right now, right? And Go Global Business School, Conscious Leaders Group. So that is the power of pulling up people and, growing together. So the intentions are met. So we want to be very clear how far you want to grow. So you're showing up in rooms is very important to grow your followers. And I have to say at this juncture, I follow people with one following, like Marshall Turber, because he's our mentor. He just arrived on Clubhouse, no followings. I become the first follower. And I also have followers who have 100,000 followers. So this is the dynamics. I don't see how many followers they have to follow them. And that is what we need to know. We can follow people regardless of what, and that's how we also give and receive this. And this is a very powerful energy exchange that happens. Now, let's look at how to create clubs. How many of you are interested to know how to create rooms and clubs? How to create rooms and clubs, right? So we do have a lot of people creating a lot of clubs. Again, I told you these two are our focus clubs that we took on. Why we did it? Number one, Go Global Business Club is about going global for business people. And also, I have to say, I was really also experimenting and going through a learning experience myself. When I created the club, I was doing all these rooms with different topics. So, and it was like I became quite confused myself at one point in time. I was like, which room, who to bring in? This person who does this doesn't come in for this room and all of that. So why are you setting up your club is so crucial. So for us, Go Global Business Club is to advocate going global, especially for trainers, coaches, and mentors and business leaders in conscious work. So our rooms are all geared towards that. So the name of your club will mean a lot. I talked about that. Whereas the Tamil Business Leaders Club is for people speaking Tamil. They can be any part of the world and they can speak Tamil. We have Chinese friends who speak Tamil and other people. But as long as they are business leaders, we are getting them to come together in that club and we run daily sessions. Both these clubs run daily sessions right now. And if you see the club amount numbers, by the way, as we talk about followings and on club and as well as individual, it's also a numbers game like in Asia. And especially when you are like a versatile person, you're not focusing on one, you also will not grow so fast. Whereas, I saw this Tamil groups of friends who came in, they were doing these Tamil clubs every day. Within 3 weeks, they hit more than 10,000 followers. So that's where we're talking about quality of followers. Is that the numbers game you want to go on? And when you're hitting that, how much of them follow you to the rooms also makes a difference. Sometimes they just follow because they love hearing you and then they move on, or they would love, this was also the case when it started back last year. So you will see some of those people in December, January, when they had the followers, they would have got 20,000, 30,000 followers. But when they go to a room, less than maybe 5-10 people will come to the room. Whereas there are those genuine ones where they grow, like one of the rooms that I help, and I'll talk about those where easily when we go, the room builds up to 100, 200 people, just like that. Within 15 minutes, it happens. Less than, no, not even 15, 10 minutes it happens because people are just waiting to jump in. So the followers are the quality people that we are looking at. All the numbers work on the algorithm as well to plug you in. So here, this is what we are. And the rooms you create, the topic of your rooms is so crucial. And, Ipaji is very good at that. And he always because he thinks much simpler than me. I think too complicated. So he gives us like very simple where people can get it and they get attracted to it as well. So I love what Love and Respect is doing with the money topic. It is a sure hit, and because of the followers not there, we don't get plugged into the algorithm. You want to understand that. Getting plugged into the algorithm Also, that's why we have a mod squad, moderators squad. So the moderators are the ones, the more followers they have, the algorithm picks up so faster. And so when you plug into that, it goes into the hallway. You understand hallway? So the hallway is where other people will get to see it. Everybody else with all the other interests, you know, they may be interested in money, they may be interested in all the things they will get to see as well. So if you have a topic and a good mod squad, regardless of followers, you can build a room to quite a big number as well. Any questions at this moment?
Azeeza, can one account open more than one club? Because I tried.
So now those days they didn't allow. Now there is unlimited. Okay, and a heads up. So I started Go Global Business Club, and then of course Aipaji and myself, we created this, and then the Tamil Business Leaders Club. We were not active in this until recently. Also, we're running our daily sessions now. We are into about fourth week right now. Whereas the Go Global Business Club is like more full on every day since March, right? So these two clubs were active. Then there are the Global Sisters in Solidarity and Inspire-thon. Those are all created by me right now. So you can open unlimited. The question is, what will you do with the club?
Yeah.
Very, very important for you to know. Like our Global Sisters in Solidarity doesn't belong to me. It belongs to all our Global Sisters and everybody, you know, in the team, like yourself, Sis Murshida, and everybody else is a global team. Whereas for the, and it's not even active yet. Whereas for the Inspire-thon, it's planned for another event that we are launching which we launched last year. And we're going to launch again in end of December as well in Clubhouse. So it's meant for that. So you can open as many clubs as you want. Just be sure what you are doing with the club and how active you want to get with it.
Beautiful. Pamela has a question, Azeeza. Pamela, do you want to read your question?
Go ahead.
Pamela, are you there? She asked. Go ahead.
Yeah, I actually want to know how much time do you actually spend every day on Clubhouse to grow your followers?
Yes, thank you so much for that. You know, one of the person, two of my friends on Clubhouse, we were on the stage, she said that, I always see you on Clubhouse. You're everywhere. Then I was like, so you are on Clubhouse to know that I'm everywhere? So it's like, because they were present, right? So I actually don't go on Clubhouse on Sundays, period, 0. Every day I have my own rooms and we do it every day. If actually, to speak the truth, I have not really kept track of how many hours I spent, but for sure, I am very, very conscious about it over the last 2 months already. So initially it was focused on, I think it was until I hit about 2K followers, then I kind of reduced appearing in other people's rooms. So now that's the other thing, Pamela, maybe this would be helpful. Showing up in the room for yourself to grow your following is showing up in other people's room. You cannot just go and speak and get some follows and run away. That's room hopping. So you don't want to do that. You want to be present and do it and create relationship. For that, it requires some time. And I feel like I did spend quite a bit, like for the Family Business Academy and all these different places, that you want to say that you want to move from just speaking on stages to be part of the mod squad, collaborate with others to create that. I'm going to talk into that in a while. So it is up to you how much of focus you are having in Clubhouse to build your business. I feel that it's very, very subjective. And we have created a discipline, Go Global Business Club and Tamil Business Leaders Club, or Azeeza and Go Global team, don't go into Clubhouse on Sundays. We've created that. Of course, out of like really somebody needs some support, I will go into support, but never our rooms. So that is what it is right now. Did I answer your question, Pamela?
Yeah,
thank you.
Carol has a question.
And now I can't remember. So like, is there a place that you list? Like Go Global has several clubs. Is there one place that shows all the clubs that you have?
Yes, of course we do. We have our own website. We put in the Global Sparks. I'll put in the link here that all the clubs and all the activities, including our partner activities that we do, we list it there. That's a value add service we give for all our Go Global Business School community. So all the clubs and the schedules are listed in our portal.
Yeah. But it isn't on Clubhouse, doesn't have a directory like that.
No, they don't, but Clubhouse has what we call the club deck. You go to club, sorry, I'm going to say that again. Not club deck, club site. I'm going to give you the website. I can put that in for you. Oops, I'll do it in a while. Once I'm done here, I'll put in some of the, oops, how do I go back? Sorry. I will do it in a while. Once I'm done with this session, I'll send you, please remind me again. It is called a club site where you can check statistics and see all the rooms that's happening and even see their statistics. You don't have to even sign into Clubhouse to look at them. And the top clubs that is working, and this doesn't belong to Clubhouse. It's a association, it's a parallel site that has been created to support. There is a club site, there is a club deck. Club deck is having like WhatsApp, you have it on laptop. Like that, you can use Clubhouse on laptop right now, called the club deck. And these are not direct with Clubhouse. These are additional, by third-party people.
So are there rules for how to run a club online on Clubhouse? Or is that taught?
Wow, there's so many people that are even teaching these, and they are guiding people, and they charge for it, like courses and all of that. So we can do for sure something separately for the community focused on that. Yes, because you see, the whole thing is like a whole orchestra, right? There's part of you that is in front of the room, and then there's part of you speaking to others in other people's rooms, and then there's the club, and then there's the rooms in the club, and then there's the other moderators that will work with you in the club. So these are the different elements that comes in. So there's so much of learning that needs to be going into this to learn it. And I don't want you all to complicate yourself. I just want you to take it one step at a time. Focus on showing up in the room first. That's the first thing you need. How do you show up in the room? Constantly work on showing up in the room, and what do you want to represent showing up in the room? That is the very first step you should take. And through this, you'll see building the following. And this can happen not only within yourself, like you showing up in your own rooms, but also with others. Go out there and make mistakes and do whatever that shows up for you. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Carol, is that okay?
No, oh yeah, sorry. That's fine right now. It seemed like there's also the founders are holding a town meeting or something. Is that
town
just
hall? The founders hold town hall meetings every Sundays and Wednesdays, where they will also teach all these various things, of course, in Clubhouse. Yes, that happens.
On Wednesday and Sunday, did you say?
Yes.
It seems like I went there.
Singapore. Okay, Sunday night, which is Sunday morning for you.
Sunday night. Okay.
Nurhaniza has a question. Sorry, Azeeza, Nurhaniza has a question.
Yes. Go on.
Go ahead, Nurhaniza.
Sorry, I've written just now. So I just wonder, so since you mentioned that you didn't track your time, so how do you make sure that you have enough rest, family time, me time, and things like that if you are on Clubhouse every day?
Obviously, I was not, right?
Okay.
So I had to go through that experience of wondering what was going on. And for example, I'll tell you about the Family Business Academy group, right? And it was a huge blessing. So I caught myself early, 2 weeks, and the session starts at 12:30 a.m. Yeah, 1 a.m. Singapore time. For 2 weeks, I was up and being present, giving value. I love the topics that was discussed, and I was learning so much, learning about family business and contributing based on our experience in family business, consulting all these companies. So I was so excited, and 2 weeks down the road, I was like, No, I don't think I can do this every day. Number one. Number two, and that's the level of consciousness you come into, right? So number one, I cannot be doing it every day. Number two is they're talking so many topics. I don't think I can contribute to everything. I would love to learn for sure. What can I contribute and give value? If not, why do I need to show up? Was the question. And because of that, I streamlined, and it was such a blessing. After 2 weeks, the team actually, the Reg actually started creating topics. He started doing topics. So he said that Monday is on emotional, more of the consciousness work. And then on Tuesday is on compliance, So he had 5 different topics. Then I was like, wow, awesome. So I'll show up twice a week. That was the commitment I gave. And so I regulated it. And then right now I do show up at least once a week. I don't go every week. And also the priority in our direction changes. And for sure, I tell you something, thank you for that question. It's so powerful. For sure, Sundays in the early months, weeks, maybe I did. The discipline came in, especially for the rooms, for a while right now. We have not changed it. So that is one of the things, taking time off. And then one of the person in the Family Business Academy, because I'm like one of the 2 or 3 person who wakes up at night, right? The rest of them are in British, UK time zone and UAE time zone. And it opened me up for UK market, by the way. So I was very excited about that. So what one of the person in the group did, he messaged me because we're already on WhatsApp. He said, Azeeza, I want to meet up with you. We started meeting on Zoom. Everyone was meeting everybody on Zoom. And he met up with me. He said, Azeeza, I want to be your sleep accountability partner. Literally, he showed up and he said that to me. I was like, who are you, man? Telling me how to sleep. I was like, but he was such a sweetheart. And, you know, he was telling me and he was guiding me how to use iPhone to set alarms. So by the way, my alarm actually goes off. Shuts off, reminding me to go to bed or go off Clubhouse after 10:30. Right, of course, I do have some more rooms until 1 nowadays, but most of the rooms, I don't go after 1 or latest 2 a.m. And those are really rooms close to my heart, and I'm supporting. We don't have any rooms at that time anymore. So discipline is something that I picked up, and you know, so this person, Dalip, I'll just always relate to him. So he's such a wonderful person. He's from UK. So he was just sharing with me all these techniques to learn how to sleep and create a pattern that will keep me up and, you know, awake. So thank you for asking that question. For sure, this was something I mastered and got the discipline on. So now I know when to say no as well when people are offering me. So I'll tell them it's 2 a.m. I cannot come in. And then I'll tell you one more thing while we are doing this as well. I want to conclude. This is the final part of the conversation. Any more questions? Are we good with time here?
Carry on.
Okay, this is my most exciting part because the connections and all of that, how did it happen? And all the success stories, I tell you, I actually downloaded. I was like, how am I going to show all of this success? But I was like, so beautiful. And I was so excited to share this. And Almighty's grace is Almighty's blessings that we were given an opportunity. And I think I'm very moved when I'm sharing this with all of you because it is Almighty's grace. Can you feel my heart expanding? Oh my God. That's so much of, that was part of me. Remember I said wanting to prove to people, to show people the power of our connections globally. So our mentors were in the room showing up for us, like Carol right now, like Doria, like all these people who have known me for all these years and seen all my ups and downs. I still remember like people will write to Doria, Azeeza, about Azeeza, complaining about Azeeza, something Azeeza did, right? This like schoolmaster, like she did this to me. And then they sent an email to her and then she'll come back to me and then she said, Azeeza, can you please handle this? And that's all she does. She won't even question me around it. That's the power of a leadership. And I've learned it from my mentor. And you can think of anything that anybody would have sent. This has been her response all these years because she stands for our work. She knows what we are committed to. And she knows all the mistakes I have made and maybe even making. And she stands for my transformation. And that's why I'm feeling so blessed with her and also all our mentors who have showed up and being in our space. Nobody is perfect, right? So, and all of us judge ourselves more than anybody else. I have to say that. So for me, that was a huge learning experience. And it was a humbling experience. And so when showing up on Clubhouse, the visibility was obvious. At the beginning, it was like Azeeza everywhere, like right in Clubhouse, building the followings. Then as the momentum picked up, there was a structure and system coming in place, and people started seeing the credibility of the work that we are doing. And if you're authentic, right, you will show up in one place and say the same thing everywhere. You cannot say anything else. So when people hear me, they will always say conscious leadership, 5 intelligence, go global accelerator, Singapore, and then I'll speak in my 4 languages. People will be like, okay, I'm just going to do one of these. So it's very predictable. How many of you know the importance of being predictable in business? Right? So being predictable was the game, building credibility, and all of this, even though I was doing it outside of Clubhouse, it was not so visible because people see this part and that part of me. But right now in Clubhouse, people could see me and hear me and see me showing up every day or every other day the same way. So that was a very powerful one. So I want to ask you, what is the visibility and credibility you will build for yourself on Clubhouse? You want to ask yourself on that. The second one was connections. Oh my God. For those of you who know, I'm a baby of BNI in 2003 and 4. I was a regional director. I built the fastest number of chapters, which was 2 within 6 months, which was a big deal then. Grew a chapter to more than 50 people as a leadership team. I won an award to go to US to meet Dr. Ivan Meisner, which I didn't go. Can you imagine? So all of that, I was a connection is all about it. And by the way, my honorary doctorate is actually in global entrepreneurship ecosystem specialization in business networking. So I'm sure you all relate to it because I've worked all these years on connections. So the connections is core. And when I was flooded, you're going to be flooded with connections. So how are you going to make these connections work for you? So you want to be very intentional in your connections. This is something you want to write it down, very intentional. And if you're going to connect, and sometimes the intentional means you can say, hi, how are you? You're my acquaintance, you're my friend, I love you. Or are we ready for the next level? So getting connected also means getting online, getting into Zoom calls, getting to know each other more. And you know what? The power of the connections also grew. And I have to mention 1 and 2 is so connected. Carol, we've met each other for so long. So, I mean, we've been in each other's hearts for so long. We've met so many times. But Clubhouse created the connection deeper by meeting regularly, hearing each other regularly, knowing each other more. And we are WhatsApping literally every other day right now. And then whatever that we were discussing on collaboration is coming up stronger for us. And the same thing with us also, right? Since, I mean, of course, other than our relationship, Clubhouse also opens you up to what are the other possibilities. So connections are very intentional. So you want to be sure you just don't want to anyhow make connections and then take the connection off onto Zoom. And the third one, what do you do with that connection? Is the most important thing, right? What do you do with these connections? Is the next level of collaborations. To look at what are the things that work with you and then go into that synergy and alignment with the person. And those are the most important thing that people struggle with, because we all know this is not a hunting game. This is a farming game. Clubhouse is very similar to any business network that is professional. So you want to be very, very professional about it. It's not a farming, it's a farming game. It's not a hunting game. So you want to create relationships and build on it and explore possibilities. And it's okay to say no. We have said no to others, and we have others who have said no to us, not just for clients, but also for collaborations, because there must be synergy there. One of the first few collaborations we had was to feature the Family Business Academy with Bombay Stock Exchange, and they opened up the network for us. It was so exciting. We had more than 60 people show up in 2 days of promoting the program, and all listed companies were in the Zoom call, which we could not do previously. Even though we were with Bombay Stock Exchange, we had other programs, but it was not this target, this way of presenting. So it was so powerful. And of course, as we mentioned, all these people, they come on Clubhouse as well. The Ajay Thakurji, just now I showed you, he is also in Clubhouse. He came into Clubhouse invited by us to be part of the journey as well. So collaborations become stronger on Clubhouse. And one of the collaboration that we found, definitely the Leave a Legacy team and Love and Respect team knows about Dr. Marina and the Rich Women magazine. That is a blast. That's a roof-hitting conversation. We just picked up, you know, this whole thing happened within seconds. And within 2 hours, we were in a collaboration and we were already exchanging. This is one of the earliest collaboration in writing that we took as well. And in partnership right now, Go Global Business School is the Asia partner for Rich Women magazine and the Rich Women Asia edition, and also all the work that we do in the Rich Women Society as well. So this is like really setting the intention to grow as well. So yes, Carol, you have a question? Did you raise your hand? You're muted.
I was told when I first came on that it wasn't appropriate to really market your business. It's not to be over promoting. And I noticed how uncomfortable it feels in certain groups when people just get on and all they do is advertise. You know, they're not telling anything or adding value. What is the kind of the rule of the game, or is there a rule?
Very good point. And the room, the moderators set the rules of the game. If it is about promoting and you can actually write it out, it can be on promoting, but we all know, right? When we are sharing something, it is the share of the value. Whereas if you say you want to pitch for your business and you're creating with that intention, you can do it. And who's going to show up is up to you. One of the rooms you want to go and check it out belongs to John Lee. Consistently, he has hundreds of people in his room, massive marketing, and he has got this $37 program membership that you take on, and people get so much of value. It's being done. One person, moderator. Right? The same thing happens, and I just want to quickly shout out for this pitch club. It's one of the clubs that was like, oh my God, this club is so amazing. And Sohail is the founder of the club. He's from UK. He's got he recently hit 100,000 followers. He's like officially the influencer on Clubhouse, by the way. And when I first went in, I was like, wow, what is all of this? By the way, I know Sohail from Facebook outside of Clubhouse. And we have interacted because he's known as a joint venture partner. But imagine, Carol, you'll be excited to know, right? Joint venture partnership. The Azeeza would definitely want to know, what is this joint venture thing? How do you collaborate? But we didn't get to continue the conversation then. And I got into Clubhouse and I'm like admiring this whole club, consistently 200, 300 people showing up in the room. And I'm like, how do I just get in touch with these people? How do I do this? It's like, I want to work with them. So I came to Family Business Academy. So this is the connection. So he came to Family Business Academy and he was like presenting his conversation to everybody, and we will get a first-hand connection as well. And then I joined his network on Facebook, and then I start communicating with him and I said, these are my interests. And then he said, fine. And then there was like nothing, finished. So that was it, finished. And then Sarah, my angel, she came in and suddenly she invites me after some last 2 months back, Female Founders Pitch Practice Club. And she said, Azeeza, join me in this club. I love you to be one of the founders. And guess what time this starts? It starts at 1 a.m. Sunday midnight. Sorry, that means Monday morning. So, you know, I console myself. I don't go to Clubhouse on Sunday. Yeah? It's on Monday, 1 a.m. So I commit to this club. So I want you to know the commitment to your clubs is based on your interests and what you are drawn to serve. The 3 different areas I serve on Clubhouse, and anywhere you go, you'll get to see me only in these 3 areas. One is consciousness development, growth. And I will be either moderating the room or even speaking in the room sometimes if I like the topic, contributing, adding value. The other room is my favorite, networking rooms. I have all of these networking rooms that I'm part of, and they invite me to, you know, be a co-mod, and I have many of them. And we don't do much network. Of course, right now we do the trainers networking. So this one, Asia Connections Networking Room, I'm representing Singapore. We have a Facebook group. By the way, all of you in Clubhouse, you are already, or even if you're not yet in Clubhouse, you can go to Facebook and key in Clubhouse Asia Community. This is a Facebook group, and I became an admin very, very long ago. Andrew is the founder of the space, and he just wanted Asian to communicate and grow it in Clubhouse and globally. You can upload your programs. We have about 3,600 people right now in the Facebook group as well. So I'm part of this Asia Connections. Every Saturday later on, we have it 2:30 p.m. Singapore time. At least you will meet 100 to 200 at least people from Asia in business. And this weekend it's on different topics, different things. You can just come in and participate. We have different themes. This week is music is the theme. Last week we had technology as theme. When I'm hosting it, it was Go Global as theme, but we are all a group of 31 moderators from 17 countries, all from Asian countries. So it's a very exciting group. And then this is a women networking event that happens on Friday nights. So networking, first is conscious personal growth, second is networking, and third one is investment and pitching and female, that direction. So I'm only in these three clubs. So I'm very clear where I go and where I represent. The others you'll see me hang out with is a music club. You'll never hear me speak, but I've still made a moderator and I hang out there with them. And because right now is not more of like me being supporting them as a moderator and I will ping people in. It's a service that we do and the value that I can give. So it's like really moving forward. So I just have to say that right now, Sohail's room, this is Sohail's room. So every time I go to his room, remember those days I was like asking, how can I be part of this? So with Almighty's grace, he started following me and we're part of the community of amazing people. And I'm actually the only Asian right now there, as in like from Singapore, Asia. Most of them in the room are from US and other parts of the world. And then there's Chinese maybe and all of that. So anyway, so that being said, we also innovated where we brought in we did the first ever global prosperity, which is maybe, it's not very clear. Okay, the name of the room is not mentioned. It's Global Prosperity Summit. We did it when was it? Do you remember when it was?
Yeah, a couple months ago now, March or April. No.
April, I think.
Yeah.
April or May. So that was the first time we even brought in Zoom. So we had people show up in the Zoom to interact and really, create powerful relationships. This became also to show people the power of collaboration among people coming together. So yeah, and the last and the most important thing, can you see all the pictures have same photo? So fun, right? So I'm looking forward to Love and Respect Transforms event coming up soon, I guess. And so the most important thing is to have fun. It's really to live life and to really create that synergy, that excitement for ourselves to enjoy the experience, whatever that shows up as a guidance for us to correct. We all know going to the moon, 97% off track, 3% of on track. So 97% of corrections. And I feel like we're still at the tip of the iceberg, long way to go. And thank you so much for the opportunity to share this information. And any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. And I'd love to share if you want a little bit about Go Global if you want.
Thank you so much, Dr. Azeeza. Everybody give a round of applause. Yay!
I think that could be a information overload also.
No, it's okay. Any questions? Anybody has questions, especially newbies? Cora and Joanna, have you started your Clubhouse accounts already? Follow me, follow Dr. Azeeza, follow Zil.
I am following both of you right now.
Yes, it's quite overwhelming. We've been playing on the phone the whole time.
I just want to talk into the balancing of your well-being, which is right now the talk of the conversation. Very intentional because our work is already about working with trainers and coaches, supporting them. So for me, I have a calendar that I use to schedule my times. And so because this is the boon, the blessings of entrepreneur, of someone in the business, right? You can cancel and say, I don't want any meetings today. And that is the stand we can take. And that's how I've taken for Sundays. And sometimes I book in advance with my family. Let's say every week, I make sure I show up with my family, and they show up. Like yesterday, my son came. I had to say, okay, I'm going to cancel this meeting. I'm changing this meeting because I want to accommodate. So for me, family is definitely first. And whatever happens, yeah, I've become more conscious as well. And thanks to what's happening in the world, I get to stay at home all the time. Not sometimes, all the time.
I like that part too.
Yes. So, and my family is having more of me than ever. So I have no issue with that one. And I'm really more of self-care in mental well-being. And oh, by the way, one of the things that I do, and yesterday I have a session that we do with another Clubhouse person called Kate. She's from Stanford, and this is a powerful connection. She's from the Stanford University LEAD program, right? Stanford LEAD program, and she works with all these professors from LEAD, and she invited me to be one of the speakers for her Sacred Healing Summit. And right now, both of us are putting on a LinkedIn Live together. We're helping her to structure her business as well, to create mental well-being solutions for organizations. So, conscious leadership is about that. That's our main topic in our Go Global Business School. Conscious leadership, we talk about the 5 intelligence. So collaborating with her, we're working a lot about mind and how we are taking care. So you can go to LinkedIn Clubhouse, LinkedIn, and watch the videos that we have done. We have finished 10 episodes, season 1. We're starting season 2. We create small agreements to progress together. So now season 2 is coming up on Monday. It's on Mondays and Fridays. So can you imagine how we're taking off? So now LinkedIn is also having a group of organizations that we are impacting, and people are connecting with us there. We have a LinkedIn group that goes in there. The funnel is created like that for her. So everyone have a different funnel. Maybe Sis Murshida, you can talk about your funnel as well, so people get to see how we collaborate and create that funnel. And one of the things that I shared on mental well-being, and I want to just conclude by saying that taking breaks really breaks. And this break is about going in there, and we are very grateful, right, being in the Islamic faith, the 5-time prayers. And one of the most powerful posture in the prayers is when I put my forehead to the ground, prostration, we call it, and really breathing out. So when you talk about head, giving you all the mind gaze, when you go into a prostration mode, this is a yoga posture, by the way, putting your head to the ground with your kneel, you kneel and put your head to the ground, right? And really breathing out through your nose, through your mouth. So you're breathing through your nose and you're breathing in the energy from Mother Earth. And then you breathe out. And when you do that, kneeling down and in your prostrate position, you'll feel a complete, what we call release, let go. And you don't have to be a Muslim to this. It's a yoga posture, as I said. You can do it. And it's, I think they call it with your hands on the floor. So kneeling down with your hands on the floor, and then you bow down to the, like kissing the floor, but with your forehead. So your forehead is on the floor. And this posture and doing this at regular intervals has supported me so much. And every time I feel overwhelmed, like I'm talking too much, I will just zip off and go into silence. I have many pockets of silence moments in the day, and it's become so regular for me. So I'm just very excited about that. And so silence moments are very, very crucial for me right now. So yeah, like after this, I will go silence right now.
Wow, beautiful. Very interestingly, Haniza, also because of your question, right? I was in one Clubhouse room, and I remember this lady from America, she said that, Clubhouse is on for her 24 hours, and she's just there listening, and she moves to different not hops, but she learns the specific, and it's just like the radio, but now you get to interact. Like before, people turn on the radio, and then after that you try your luck with the DJ, see if you can call in, right, the radio station. Now it's like, yes, you can participate, but you are also learning a lot. So audio is the way to go also online now, with people communicating. It's not one way. Like before, TV and radio is all one way, but then now it's all interaction. We get to be involved, we get to change the story, we get to collaborate with people, and it's not like before we have no interaction with other audiences. So now it's I love the time that we are living in right now, right? where we get to do this. Yeah.
And because a lot of people say that they're very difficult to find customers, to find quality connection. So now we already have a platform like Clubhouse. Just like what Dr. Azeeza said, you must show up, right? I'm also trying to discipline myself to show up because I'm doing a lot of tech work at the behind, but I want to like commit myself to at least spend at least half an hour every day just to be in some of the rooms. So that's one of my commitments. So I think that is the most important thing. We must be showing up, not show up just for show face, but to add value.
To add value. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that consistently and collaboratively we can do is we are already a community.
Yeah.
Showing up together and building it together is very, very powerful. So the commitment to say, okay, love and respect room, these are the dates that you are there, and the team commits to show up. So you're growing together consistently, and that will take time. Like what he said, my 5,000 is over the months. It's not like I didn't go massively after numbers. And I feel that this is a consistent growth. So 5 million will reach up, I don't know when, but it happens, right? So at the end of the day, whether it's like, how are we consistently growing our presence, and as a team and as a community, I think, and then the interaction becomes much more effective. By the way, Clubhouse has also taught me to like listen more, because when you're listening to Clubhouse, you don't interrupt anybody speaking, right? Then you tap your mic, so that gives you like a chance to react, but not verbally. So, you know, it has given you a chance to digest when people are speaking and really like absorb it. And so right now, even when I'm on WhatsApp calls, sometimes I won't even reply. I want to mic tap, but I forget. It's like
I have one other question. What about all the other networks now that are coming on for social media like this? Yeah, through Facebook and through Twitter, and there's some other clubs. And I don't even know all the names of them. What do you know about that?
Similar to Clubhouse?
Yeah.
Yes. So one of it is Green Room that came up, one of the earlier one with Spotify. And so very interesting, right? These clubs, rooms, and even Facebook has it. Facebook has it as well. They have their own special rooms that is on specs. So Clubhouse, what we call audio feature, it's going to show up in every app. It's not a big deal. It's just like where you are playing. And we understand that Clubhouse has been positioned for professionals, for business people to show up. It's not that there's about 500,000 rooms, as we understand, 500,000 over rooms happening daily in Clubhouse. So who are we? So we don't need the 25 million people, right? So when we are clear on who is our target audience, where are they showing up? We want to show up in their rooms. And like, for example, being in the female founder pitch club, guess who I met? I met one of the top celebrity from Singapore. Interestingly, she was not sleeping. She was very intrigued. How come I'm on Clubhouse? And she connected with me. Within the week, I met up with her for Teh Tarik. And then within the next 1 week, we raised funds for her business. And right now we are consulting her for her business and in the space of getting equity into her company. With Almighty's grace. So this is our Go Global Acceleration model. And she's all about, promoting health and well-being and all these big celebrity names. Like they have brought in people like Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga into Asia for last 20 years.
And what's the name of that club?
No, the club that I'm moderating. Female Founder Pitch Club.
Oh, female founders. And then you didn't mention Fuller Conversation.
Of course, please go ahead. You are here to mention.
Well, because it's a sub club, right? I mean, all of them are.
It's not a club. It's not a club.
Oh,
so
it's not a club.
Go Global Business Club. The club is where all the followers come in. Rooms are created under the clubs. So we have the Money and You Club. You don't have to be a Money and You graduate to be part of that club. You can join the club and you can meet all the big names that's been part of creating Money and You. Even the mentors of Money and You, you'll find them there. That is in the room. So if you follow the club, whatever rooms created, you will be notified.
So Money and You Club is under Go Global Club, Business Club.
Go Global Business Club, founded by Go Global Business School. Money and You Club, founded by Doria Cordova.
Okay.
Love and Respect Club, founded by Mushida. Like that.
All right.
So
And the fuller
rooms are
conversation.
created separately. Fuller
So then-
conversation.
Yeah. How does that fit into the overall structure?
No,
'Cause
so it's all separated. They're all clubs. There are hundreds of thousands of clubs in Clubhouse. So we are one of them, Go Global Business Club. Money and You Club is one of them. And then in Go Global Business Club, we have many rooms every day. We can have as many rooms as we want. We even have simultaneous rooms in Clubhouse when we are in one room and since Mashida is running another room in the same club. This is not like Zoom, right? We have one account and cannot use it together. You can if you pay additional, right? You can use simultaneously. But here, just being in Go Global Business Club, the rooms can be as many as you want. Every hour you can do one room, but it's under the club. And Buckminster Fuller's, the Fuller Conversation that we have every Saturday night is one of the rooms in the club. Who comes there? People who are Go Global Business Club friends, members will be notified that the room is happening. And we also reach out like what we do on other medias and on our websites and on our email list to let people know this is happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Koray and Joanna, you have a question, is it? Go ahead.
Yes, Azeeza, Selamun Alaikum. I would like to ask something which will be a little different than this subject. What do you think about Lunch Club?
What club?
Lunch Club.
Lunch Club is another, yeah. Have you heard of Lunch Club?
I think somebody invited me there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't gone into exploring. There's a lot of networking spaces provided. So maybe you have seen it already, sis?
Joanna, I met Joanna through Lunch Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We are using quite active, but I want
I just got an invite over the weekend.
She's not using it yet.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So actually, you know what? I feel that any networking platform is how we work it.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you work the platform? You know, I have been in so the social media platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, you have to be present to engage them, and usually it's one way until they show up. Yeah. Whereas in Clubhouse, they are just so real. They're like next to you. I was with this actor celebrity from India, a Bollywood celebrity. Okay, so for people from Malaysia may also know him. He acts as a villain, but he's a very high profile motivation speaker. He's got about 50,000 followers in less than, I think, 2 months of coming into Clubhouse. And you know, every time his room has got minimum 100 to 200 people, and he ran a 50 hours room. Listen to this. This is the power. I want you to know how big this can get, especially, and I'm imagining a time that we are going to achieve that. 50 hours room that has 500 people at any one time in the room. And they were talking about anger management. That's it. Simple topic. Any one time, 500 people were in the room. I was so blessed that, you know, I didn't know the room was existing. I showed up, you know, sometimes the who's who is the one that supports each other. So I was pulled up to be a moderator. I literally started leading the room for a few minutes, probably about half an hour to 45 minutes, taking care of it. So my experience has been quite interesting, you know, moderating such rooms as well. Excuse me. So it's like, how much value the room gives and how fast the room grows. Like the pitch club, less than 10 minutes. They have another room that's, once the room is open, you know, here we are like, okay, let's get the people in. Okay, how are we gonna do it? Let's ping here, let's ping there, you know, those kind of conversation. But this room, you just open it and people are boom. They just keep falling in, and within minutes, you know, 200 people are there, 300 people are there. So this is the power of Clubhouse. Where can you get in? And guess what? When you say they are in, who are they? Can you have a team to monitor and follow up with everyone that's showing up? They are literally people that have showed up. listening to you, and with the statistics, you know who they are, what is their interest, and how you can connect with them, and you can send them information as well because they have showed up in your room. So it's a very powerful thing. And so I'm just really looking into how best we can monetize this for our community as a whole. And there are many ways people are monetizing it, by the way. That the ones that we are doing is because we are working on a community creation is very different model. There are very simple ways of monetizing through sponsorship. One of the things that we are doing is collaborative sponsorship. Like right now in Rich Women magazine, we are having this. Can I share about that? This Rich Women magazine, we are having this partnership where people are sponsoring their slot to speak on the summit that's coming up, Game Changer Summit. You're going to get so much of exposure, not only in Clubhouse, but also on Rich Women Magazine Club and the magazine itself, like for those coming together. And then there is also those who are having membership drives. You know, in Club, we have members and followers. Yeah. Some of them have locked in the members portion and they charge you to become a member inside. So it's a virtual membership site. And they give a lot of other perks, and you can open rooms without being for only members. So that's your specialty. So it's a excluding and inclusive model kind of a thing. So there's so many ways to monetize this whole concept, and how creatively you're taking it forward.
You see so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
tonight, if you all want to try something, for those of you who whether you are on Facebook, tonight we're having 6 p.m. right, Singapore time, the self-forgiveness for conscious leaders in the Go Global Business Club room. So you can come and join us there, have a conversation.
First time experience of what Clubhouse is like. Very fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. Then
I will be asleep.
Yeah, I know you. Okay, Carol.
Yeah, whoever's free can come. Just
but you are welcome to come and join, because I always acknowledge Dr. Azeeza for encouraging me to be on Clubhouse. I have been on Clubhouse. I have downloaded the app. I bought it. I bought my phone in January, and I was sitting on it for a few months. December. And I was sitting on it for a few months because my friend in Silicon Valley also was like telling me, oh, you like just like end of year said to you, right? Saying go and buy an iPhone, download it now. I just got an investor. And I bought the phone, I didn't do anything with it. And
then now if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Azeeza, you can also record your Clubhouse sessions, right?
Yeah, using Club Deck.
Yeah.
You can record the session, you can check out statistics of who's showing up. Wow. So the Club Deck is something. And of course, previously we were doing more manual, and Dr. Search handles most of the technology side of the work with his team. So he actually brought all these equipments that, we were showing live. You saw some of it. We actually screened Clubhouse, the photo, the screen live on Facebook, and we were literally listening to people. And that was very interesting. It was sometime we did that as well.
Oh,
and that was a big
cool.
thing.
Yeah, can you get, like, when you record, can you get that copy of the recording for yourself? Can you download to your own laptop?
Yeah, it is recorded to your own self.
Oh, nice. There's another way that I feel that you can monetize it. You can even put it on a podcast, and then you can share the podcast as either as a free, or even people can pay for the podcast as well. Yes. That's another.
Yeah, so that's what we are doing, right? We are putting it on our Global Sparks platform, so people can use it as a podcast on our platform. They can, create their own account to work with us on that. And all these information are available on podcast. And like what just now, Carol was asking, the Green Room is another app, and they directly convert it to podcast. So just talking into these all other Clubhouse lookalike models, it's going to show up again and again. And I feel like there's so many already, and people can run around. And it was so funny because I'm part of the Chinese network that does all these, and they all have a few thousands and followers. So once they saw, and they are from US, Chinese community, and all of them, and also from Asia. So once Green Room came, I think I was one of the first few to know about it also, because they were chatting. I said, hey, come, I give you the link. Join in. And I went in, I take a look at it, so like, whoa. And they even had a back channel conversation already. And people were sharing YouTube links, back channel. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. But then I realized, people can just interact with everyone who's coming into the room and share posts, and it can be very distracting. And I feel like, this is a very simple app that keeps like no nonsense. If you are serious in connecting with me, we will take it forward. If not, no, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So some of the things when you want to connect with anyone, right? You want to be very clear that give a proper introduction of who you are and give a ask or what you want out of this conversation. Because many people just will go, hi, how are you? I'm like, okay, what do you want? It's like, as we grow, it's like you don't want to just entertain highs and hellos, but rather be very intentional in what you want to communicate.
Yeah, must be strategic. That's why I like, because we are in business, LinkedIn is one, Lunch Club is because of that, you know, the business, the people inside are all in business and from LinkedIn as well. And Clubhouse is also I find that it's very investor focused, entrepreneurs. Yeah, so it's very powerful. Yeah, so that's why, relevant. Okay, so thank you so much. Such an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
Maryland is also here, is it?
Yeah, Maryland is outside. She messaged, said she's outside. Yeah. Okay, let's take a photo. I don't know if we can. She have taken a photo a long time ago just now, but it's okay. All right. One, two. Okay. Come, turn on. Maryland, look at you. Okay, there you go. Okay, no, Haniza. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yay! Okay, people who say me hi, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
I hope it was a good value for everyone.
Yes, it was
There were
very,
so
very
many questions.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, Azeeza.
Bye, everyone.
It was
Thank
lovely.
you.
Thanks.
See you in the
Thank you.
morning night for you. Come on
Yes.
Fuller. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.